even through all these hard times, Lamont Paris knows that South Carolina's day is going to eventually come where they're able to not only just get in the win column, but play good enough basketball down the stretch. It just wasn't meant to be behind me here at Colonial Life Arena on Saturday as the Gamecocks drop another close one, 65-60 in overtime to number 14 Mississippi State. And with the loss, that is now 7 straight for the Gamecocks to open SEC play, which is now the worst start to conference play in program history. So a real low point for South Carolina this season, and it's a shame because they made a really valiant effort to come back after being down 14 in the second half to the Bulldogs after not really playing super well all game long. But once the Gamecocks made the switch to playing the zone defense in the second half, that is where everything changed. Slowly but surely, they started to inch closer to where they were, down by single digits. Then it got down to, 1 point, and then they eventually tied the game in the final seconds of regulation on a Zachary Davis layup and went to overtime. And they had a chance. They had a puncher's chance to finally get that first win, but in overtime. And this was kind of the story of the game. It's not the overarching reason why they lost in overtime, but they went 1 of 6 from the floor in the extra period, good for 16% shooting. Couldn't really buy a bucket until the final seconds, missed some free throws, and that's kind of where you look at this loss. It's, South Carolina missing 2 free throws, the second one being intentional in the final seconds. You're down by 3. Colin Murray-Boyles misses the second free throw. Nick Pringle grabs the rebound. As Lamont Paris put it, you're 95% of the way there to executing the play that you needed. It's just Pringle's pass went to Arden Conyers in the corner, who's one of your better three-point shooters. The look is there. The ball went off of Conyers' hands and went out of bounds. You could say it was Pringle's fault and just wasn't a good pass, or Conyers not being able to catch the pass. Whatever, right? It's just the play was there. South Carolina just couldn't get it to happen, for sure. So that's a tough break there. But you also look at this game in general. Your defense did enough to keep you in this game. I thought they performed very well, holding a Mississippi State team that, mind you, shot about 56% from the floor and had 85 points in the first meeting with these two teams back in Starkville earlier this month. And today, you were much better, 65 points, really making everything tough to come by for the Bulldogs. And I think if there's any positive to take away from not just today, but through these 7 losses, despite some of the blowouts you've had, I think the defense is doing a good enough job to keep you in just about any ball game. And today's another perfect example of that. The problem was when you shoot 20% in the first half, and then, like I said before, you shoot 16% in overtime, that's not going to be good enough. You were able to make that comeback partially due to the fact that you shot more than 40% from the field in the second half, and you were playing very good defense. So put that together and you have a recipe to win a ball game. It's just the first half numbers and the overtime numbers, crunch them together, and you end up with a loss. So another tough one for the Gamecocks today, and we'll see what happens moving forward. They are at Georgia on Tuesday night, 7 p.m. on SEC Network. I'll be out there in Athens at Stegman Coliseum providing all live updates and coverage, so be sure to stay tuned for that. That is going to do it from now from Colonial Life Arena. Again, the Gamecocks drop another close one, 65-60 to Mississippi State on Saturday afternoon. For GamecockCentral.com, I'm Jack Veltri.